Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose. They don't call these places rainforests for nothing. The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes,
Siri,
but for all kinds of species.
call Eugene
But
on
apes,
Snapchat.
well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives.
They have added support for Snapchat.
Anyway, that's why I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I have a horrible feeling I left the house in the right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
What do you think of Madagascar, then? Bit warm for my taste, to be honest. Anyway, this is Bernie's primate sanctuary. It's not just primates, though. We've got all sorts of animals. So why don't we go and have a look at some of them, eh? We'll start by taking a look at the red-ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them.
What you wanted to buy? Who?
The bitch that throws barriers. Throw barriers.
A Rooney?
No, a dog.
Oh, I thought it was a Rooney.
Red-ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of Massoala. That's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually live anywhere from 15 up to 25 years. Fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find our Bornean orangutans.
Buy her ass, buy her ass, buy her ass.
I can.
Why not? You broke? Damn straight.
The Bornean orangutan is such a marvelous creature. They're always a big favourite at any zoo they feature in. And they're also the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them? Open up their information panel and go into the animal camera.
There's two.
Why her?
I don't know. I don't know.
Aren't they just incredible? When you're ready, let's go and have a look-see at some of our beautiful bonobos. They're quite the characters.
Man, Stadium, bravo!
Oh dear! It looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos has made a run for it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do it, we should box up the other bonobos to stop them escaping too.
I gotta shut up.
Select the habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel.
Just stop driving to the hospital right now. Step on. Walk in. Walk in. You gotta go to the hospital. Walk in. Is Eugene Smith here? Please tell me if Eugene.
Good.
Thank
now
God.
open the animals tab.
Why? So you being here? I
And
don't know.
click on Box All Animals to box up the remaining bonobos. Now, we'll need a vet to recapture that escaped bonobo, but it seems our last one left to do some research in the wild. Not an ideal situation. So, we'll need to hire a replacement sharpish. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area.
Oh, what'd he do?
Nothing, you just didn't answer. Hey Siri.
Call the black kid again.
You can find all of your staff in here,
name
but there's no time to go looking at their particulars at the moment. Hire a vet.
You're a hoe.
Great. Now let's deal with our escape key before they can cause too much havoc. Use the animal alerts to jump to the escaped bonobo. And then click on the Call Vet button to call the vet over to capture it.
I'm gonna name him the Black Man.
Oh, okay, that's a relief. So while the vet deals with our bonobo friend, let's go fix up their habitat so they can't escape again.
The black boy.
Head
the
back
black
over
boy.
there.
Yeah, this pillar's not it.
Cream is hot.
As you can see, the barrier's collapsed. Someone's taken their eye off the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced. Select the barrier and then we'll edit it.
Someone, my
Delete the
jerky's
broken
finished.
section of barrier and replace it with a brand spanking new one.
And it's pretty good. It's pretty good jerky.
Good. Now that we've done that, we need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top. That way the bonobos won't be able to climb out. Just make sure you've got the correct piece of
Do me a
barrier
favor,
selected
Ryan.
when you do that.
What?
Ship something, bro.
Nicely
I've been
done.
crazy jerky.
And I think it's high time we unboxed those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get sad if we leave them in there for too
What
long.
if I
Select the
don't?
habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel
Very
again.
sad being, boy.
So, it
What
turns
if I
out that
just
as
give you
well as the
jerky?
old vet leaving, the zoo's
When I
mechanics
get down
did
there
too.
for state,
We'll need
if I
to
go,
hire a couple of
hopefully I
new
go.
ones so we
Oh,
can help
then
stop
you
any
know
more
I'm
gonna go for it.
breakouts. You see, mechanics do all
Are you trying to go?
sorts of helpful things around the zoo,
I want
but one
to
of their
go.
most important jobs is taking care of the
Let's go,
habitat
but I can't,
barriers.
Mom.
Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble, and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Go into the
Especially
zoo
from the circus.
section and then into the
Just really
staff
don't matter
management area
anymore.
again. Oh, gosh, we have been busy, haven't we? Good work there. I'm off for a cuppa. Oh, I think Bernie wants a word with you.
Oh, I hear you had a bit of an issue with an escaped bonobo. The main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly, and more importantly, without the animals stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
Yeah.
You
Damn,
see,
bro.
another
That's how
key
you done that.
responsibility for our vets is animal research. Researching animals allows vets to unlock new enrichment items, additional information for our education resources, enhanced breeding programs, and improvements to food quality. The animals' food, not the vets. It'll take more than a research grant to improve the staff canteen. Anyway, as you can
Man,
see, research is a key part of running your zoo.
Without you doing.
In order for a vet to undertake research, they require a
have my ring.
research centre. And once again, that's
There's no
something that
point in
this
us
zoo is
playing good.
missing. So let's build one. I've marked out an area for you to put it.
I mean,
Now, you've probably noticed that there's
I don't know.
already a building where I want you to build the research centre. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell. So we're able to place our new building inside of it. If you select the research centre for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research centre to the existing building. Okay, click to add it to the building. Oh, but that won't place
Ligma.
it in just yet, though. First, we'll need to rotate our research centre so it automatically connects to the path when we place it.
it did.
I'm telling you, stupid. God damn! With Ryan, I would have totally not watching Ella reinforce that hatch.
Esteban.
Fucking- Oh, did I just shot out? He did. Is it sponsored or what?
No. Alibi was
How'd you
rooming
go?
and murdered me.
Were you inside?
I was.
Motherfucker, I knew it.
Oh, the fact that this person kills me every fucking time.
Well, he's the only teammate. He's like the only person getting killed on the fucking in the game. man.
Apparently I wasn't shooting. Apparently I didn't shoot back, but I did.
Right, I think you need to start shooting back, bro.
Right. Splendid work.
I could
Now
stop.
that we have a brand spanking new research centre, we can give our vets something to do in
Hey,
there.
I don't even think I have this in my playlist.
By the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Go into the zoo
is on my
section and
playlist.
select vet research.
Oh my fucking
Here,
god!
you can see a list of all the animals present in your zoo, and also all the potential diseases that can occur. Now, drag and drop your vet onto the ring-tailed lemur to start their research.
Oh, Amaru has some crazy ass stick drift.
Actually, thinking about it, I'm not sure we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and add some, so our guests can learn all about the furry little delights. First off, let's pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or, if you like, pop them down on a stand.
Nah, you didn't need them. You don't have to.
We don't have to carry Eugene. It's basically what you just said.
I didn't say that. You just...
Quiet.
No, it's not.
It is. Eugene's really not that bad. It's just some games he gets kills and other games he
I'm
doesn't.
not even calling him bad.
I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying.
him bad.
No, I said sometimes Eugene's bad and sometimes
Okay,
he's not.
now that they've been put into position,
That's
we
what I
have
just
to tell
said.
them what animal to display information about. Select one of the education boards to bring up its information panel.
I cannot believe you, Ryan.
And from the drop-down
believe
list,
you.
select
Disrespect.
ring-tailed
What is that?
lemur. Although I'm
Your
sure that last
disrespect.
part
What
was
did Eugene do to
obvious.
you? Huh? What did
When you
Eugene
link
did
an
nothing.
education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal
what's
is
up with
close
you?
by. If it isn't,
Ooh,
the
what's up with
guests
you?
will
What's your
get
problem with
confused
Eugene?
and won't learn as much.
Yeah.
don't
What's
have
your
a
problem
problem
with
with
Eugene?
Okay,
Jeez.
now that we've done
Sure
the
about that.
education boards, let's
I'm
pop down a pair of
positive about that.
speakers. Speakers play
For
audio to the
long.
guests, so they can learn while they look at the animals, instead of having
No,
to
I
go
can
through the
tell you are lying.
laborious process of
No,
reading.
you're lying.
Oh,
Bitch. I'm
one
sorry.
thing to bear in mind
I
is that
cannot
it's
believe you.
important
What is
not
your
to put the
problem,
speakers
man?
too close together. If you
Nothing's
do,
wrong,
the
bro.
guests won't be able to understand what's being said.
Alright, now I gotta turn the music down because the music's too loud.
Now we simply need to link the speakers to the ring-tailed lemurs, just like you did with
I
the
like the
education
melee
boards.
animation. Just a quick shank. Not like a slash like it used to be.
Fantastic! Oh, it's worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work. They won't do much good without it. Ooh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification
How the
or by
fuck
going
did I
back
just
into the
throw
vet
that,
research
bro?
How
area.
did Chuggies kill you, Ryan?
How the
Oh,
fuck
you
did I
allowed
just
Chuggies
throw
to
that?
kill
Collect
you.
your research rewards.
Our teammates are getting
Just so you know,
absolutely bombed.
vets will continue to
It's literally
research an
true.
animal even after successfully completing a research
You see
level.
what I mean, bro? These kids
I
are
suppose
eating
when
so
you're in
many
the
bullets.
zone,
It's
you're
crazy.
in the zone. Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like
God, you're a
lemurs, will
fucking
have
monster,
a
bro.
climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space, and you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel. Next, click on the Terrain tab. Ah,
It's shit,
now,
someone,
as
you're
you
a
can
monster.
see,
You're a
the
monster,
lemurs
bro.
need quite a lot
You're a
more
monster.
climbing space. But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you. So
My
you can
God,
either
I got
pop that
scared as soon
down
as I
or
saw it.
build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing needs that you have to worry about. Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for
You're
a
welcome
swim.
for just.
They certainly
Oh, boy.
do keep us on our
Hey,
toes.
hey, those call-outs, amazing.
I mean, there's sometimes like I'll make call out stuff and you just completely ignore me. Be like, there's a guy to your right, and you're just like, okay, fuck.
Oh, that's a great climbing
what?
frame for
I don't
them.
even hear
They're going to
sometimes
absolutely
if I
love
just didn't know what
it.
you're called,
Do you know
it's-
what would make them
like a-
even happier, though? Nicer
Bro, I'll be
food.
like, Esteban,
But
there's a
that's
guy
true
to
of
your
all of
right,
us, though, isn't
and
it?
then you'll die from the
You
guy
can
to your
unlock
right.
better
No.
quality food for
You
animals
wanna know
through
why?
research.
You wanna know why I know
Luckily,
your
we've
cost?
already
Because it's
unlocked some for the
$30. I'm
lemurs,
paying 10,
so
but
all
like
that
$30
remains is
Yeah,
to
I
make
mean,
sure they get served
That's
it from
true,
now
that's
on.
true.
That is
Let's
the
bring up the
only time I
habitat
don't listen
information
to your
panel by
cause, 'cause when I
selecting
get
the
it
lemur
fucking
habitat.
pressure to balls. I listen to every call out you make, right?
When he has
Every call
Harambe
out.
and Harambe's mom and Harambe's dad pushing his nuts at the same time. It's the only times you don't make
Exactly.
call outs. It's the only time you don't listen to the call outs. I'll do better at some point. I just have games like this sometimes, bro.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. I didn't expect to touch the 4v1.
Bro, you clutched it up too, like crazy.
If that last person was any better, she would have killed me. Like, I was crying. I fucking love you.
Lovely. Now select the animals
Still, you gotta
tab.
get out of the way, bro.
Hold on, hold on.
There we go.
Look,
As you can see, we can set the food quality in here. Just click on the drop-down
Okay.
menu
Oh, you
and
blew-
select
I think you
Grade
blew
2
my
food
nitrous on the
quality.
process.
Grade 2 food quality. My
Damn
Wrong,
it!
mouth's
dude.
already
She ran up the
watering.
stairs.
So, a new climbing frame
Oh my
and
God, that
better
fucking-
food. Oh,
broke
you've
the
really
bomb.
spoilt those lemurs rotten.
That
Now,
broke the
I think
frost
it's
trap
time we
and that
looked
broke
at one
the
of the
shield.
zoo's most important responsibilities.
Damn.
Releasing animals
Bro, lit the
into
fuck
the
up out of that wall
wild.
though with that shotgun aim.
You
Gonna
see,
lie.
when we feel an animal is ready, we can release them into the wild. But
These kids
what
are sweaty
makes an
nerds,
animal
bro.
a
Look
good
how hard they're
candidate for
sweating.
release? Well, their age is an important factor. I mean, we can't release an animal that's a juvenile, just as we can't release one that's gotten too old. They'll also need to be fertile. After all,
play somebody
the
else.
idea is to repopulate the wild.
Libby.
So the best candidates will have a high fertility gene.
Alibi?
And together, the age and fertility of a candidate will determine how many conservation credits we'll be rewarded when we release them. Now, conservation
gotta kill
credits
that
are
round, so-
vitally important.
Yeah.
They're the lifeblood of your zoo, because earning them allows
Even though
you
it
to
was with
adopt
horrible
even
fucking
more
aim, though.
animals.
My aim is like really
And
bad.
what's
Hey,
more, the
I
animals
killed
you
the kill.
can adopt will be of a
You know what it
higher
is? Whenever I
quality.
eat, you know,
So,
it don't
with
matter
that
what
in
game I'm playing.
mind,
Whenever I eat,
let's pop over to our orangutan
get, you know,
habitat. Okay, I'd like you
What
to
the word
find
be?
Agung, the Bornean orangutan in the habitat, and select him, please. You can either click through each orangutan in turn, or select the habitat barrier, go to the animals tab in the habitat information panel, and find him in the animals list. I know it's sad to see him go, but he'll be happy out in the
Yeah, you see,
wild.
that's a Rooney.
And he's
That-
a
Rooney's
wonderful
the,
candidate for release.
The bitch is a
Young,
gate.
strong, and fertile. Excellent work there. You've definitely got potential, you know.
Nice, Mom.
see, the first round I died at that.
I see you've been
that
doing
window.
some homework. Although,
is that
it
what
hardly
Outlook
seems like
LED or
work
just
when you're
tracking
learning
the
about
weather?
something
Yeah.
as adorable as a ring-tailed lemur. I imagine I'd have got much better grades at school if there'd been less algebra and more aldebra. Tortoises.
Okay, so far we've done a lot of work with habitat animals, but now it's time to learn all about exhibit animals. Let's build a brand new exhibit. I've marked an area for our new exhibit. How about
Well,
we
they
head
team
over
killed
there?
I'm Chuggies, even though that's the guy that killed
Lovely.
me last
Now
game.
let's build a new exhibit in the gap that's been left. Just add it to the building like
They
we
didn't
did
like
with the
them Chuggies.
research centre earlier.
Chuggies.
Then pop it into the gap.
Why are you there? Why are you?
Perfect. The
No
next thing to do
way, I
is
just
adopt an
threw that. Do you
exhibit
see what I
animal to
mean,
go
though,
in
dude?
there.
I shoot the
How
shit out
about
of
a
people
Gila
when I
monster?
die.
Open up the exhibit trading section and adopt one.
It's because I don't got paddles, bro.
Just as we do with
All these kids have
habitat
paddles.
animals,
No.
we need to send the Gila monster to the exhibit. Click on the exhibit to send it there.
But if I had paddles, she's gonna be in a dog. Just kidding, bro. I'm making volleys.
When you send an animal to an exhibit, it'll automatically be given the correct setup. but that doesn't mean it's completely ready for them.
Okay, at least
So
I don't
let's
miss us like
finish
that.
it
I'm
off.
just being honest.
We'll start by adding some enrichment items. Click on the
So
exhibit
that's
to
just a
bring up
room you
its
just missed?
information panel. Good. Now click on the Layout tab. As I'm sure you know by now, you can unlock more enrichment levels by having one of your vets do some research. Now we'll also need to set the temperature and humidity in the exhibit. These are vitally important for keeping our Gila monster happy and comfortable. Click on the Climate
Our
tab.
teammates are fucking retarded. I'm just gonna
Here, you can see the Gila monster's desired temperature and humidity. You can change both of these by adjusting the dials below. Make sure it's going to be nice and cozy.
I did good as Legion. Legion.
That's the ticket.
I'm gonna
And
sit
the
in
last
sight.
thing we need to look at is setting up the
Boss,
different
I
windows. So
I
click
lost him.
on the Windows tab.
Why didn't you like
There's
DOS like
also an exhibit education board.
MZP?
Pop them down near your
The
exhibit
Mountain
to
Pizza
teach your
Kid.
guests about
I
them.
mean, the Mountain
Let's
Peanut
add
Butter
one
Kid.
now.
I don't know what the fuck it.
MVPD.
Oh, welcome to this hard carry bout. Like for real.
You're higher than me. I mean, I don't fucking know how, but yeah.
Yeah, y'all are welcome to this hard carry. Like I didn't clutch up that one before or anything.
Tide, are you fucking stupid? Tide, are you fucking stupid? It's supposed to do it right here. We're fucked, by the way.
Why did he not get all the fucking?
No, he did. But I don't think we're just fucked. You know? No, our fucking team sucks. I'll have to get my
Just like the
goated-ass
education
fucking
boards and
hero
speakers
placement.
we put down for the
Yeah.
ring-tailed lemurs, you'll need to link these to the Gila monster.
Good
Go
shit,
on.
man.
The fuck, bro? That guy walked up
Lovely
on me
stuff.
all weird.
Now our
Scared the
guests can
shit
learn
out of me.
all about our venomous friend here. Right, now, I've got a bit of a big job for you. I need you to increase the number of species
Keep
in the
making
zoo.
noise, boy.
You'll probably want to adopt
Bitch,
both habitat
shut you
and
fucking
exhibit
fucking-
animals to do so,
You
which will
stupid
mean
bitch.
building plenty of new habitats and exhibits for them.
Fuck
Go
you,
on,
bitch.
off you
Yeah,
pop.
I got you, bitch.
I'll
I
check
got
in
The
with
last
you when
guy's
you're
upstairs.
almost done.
Bro, that Twitch that ran up on me, bro, that was scary. She came out of nowhere.
I fucked up that MVPD. I didn't know he was there, but I fucking fucked him up anyways. Ryan, you faggot, don't get my fucking drone away. Don't get spawn peaks because I first shoot you guys at the spawn peaks.
Okay, I'm
By
not
the way,
going
if
through that
they were
window
spawn
because
peeking, I would
last
for sure
time-
go to the spawn peak.
so last time I went through that window, I got murdered, so I'm not going through that window.
No. What a smart boy. That's how you do it, Ryan. When you get marked at a place, don't go to that same place you got marked at. Are you fucking kidding Yeah. Boss Kappa's back now that we what you call it. Now that it's already 4-3. No, if they 5v2 or if they 5v2, we're terrible at this game. Yeah, they TK'd. No, it's for sure down for. I kinda wanna see this.
Really?
Like, kinda.